This single automation increases show up rate by like 60%. So if you find yourself ever sitting on like a sales call or a sales Zoom or whatever it is, waiting for clients and they don't show up and it really frustrates you, makes you really angry, implement this automation. Probably going to take you 5 to 10 minutes to set up if you pause and start this video a couple of times, but it will seriously help your show up rate. And I've implemented this across all of the businesses that I work with, pretty much all of them. Collectively, they've done 11 to 15 mil over the last 3 years. So kind of know what I'm talking about. Sorry for the arrogance, but let's get started. What we are going to do is build this inside Go High Level. If you haven't used Go High Level before, it's just a CRM. If you have a CRM, you can build this in as long as it's got SMS capabilities. I'm really big on SMS. So this whole thing's going to be around SMS. But let's get started. I just built this and it didn't record my audio. So we're building it again. So the first thing that we're going to need is a funnel. A form. So if we go into Sites and then Forms and then Builder, I've got a really basic form in here that obviously yours will be a little bit different. However, this organic intake form is first name, last name, phone, and email. It's got terms of service, but that's fine. Cool, we've got that. What we are going to do is set up a two-step automation, two different automations, and both do two different things. So this is the assumption that you collect information before someone gets to schedule a call. So if you run like a two-step funnel, let me just show you Scally Draw. Let's try something out here. So if you run like a two-step funnel where there's step 1 and step 2, and step 1 is like a fill out form, and then they get redirected to step 2, which is like a book call, you are going to find that, let's make this a bit nicer. You are going to find in this step here, people drop off. And to get the people from here to here is actually really difficult because they're going to get here, they fill out their information, which they know their information. It's easy. But as soon as they start looking at a calendar and there's so many different options of like, oh, when am I available? What's this? What's that? People get overwhelmed. And there's no really, like, unless your offer is like insanely good, there isn't a bunch of like calendars out there that do a good job of capturing this information. It's starting to get better, but it's not. So what you need to do is catch the people who fall down the gaps, right? So if we have a look, let me just draw this little ocean down here, right? People are going to fall into here and we need to capture them and we need to put them on the calendar, right? So the way that we can do that, that's really messy, is by making sure that we get their information and make sure we contact them within the first 5 minutes. So our trigger is going to be form submitted, and the form is organic form. And what we're going to do is send them an SMS straight away. This SMS is so important to your flow, and it cannot look like you've just booked an appointment at the doctor's. It cannot look like that. You should not just be sending confirmation. It should feel like a message from a friend, like you're going to meet up at Starbucks. So what I'm going to write in here, you should apply something along these lines, right? So we're going to type in, hey, and everything that I do in here is intentional. So from the lowercase hey to the contact name to everything. So hey, space, saw you booked in for saw you filled out a coaching app, keen to chat. This is an automated message, lol, but the phone call you will receive in the next 5 mins isn't unless you book a call, lol. And then you put in your calendar link, calendar.com, whatever. Cool. So, hey, so you filled out a coaching application, keen to chat. This is an automated message, lol, but the phone call you'll receive in the next 5 minutes isn't unless you book in here. Save that action, do another SMS. PS, if you applied at like 3 a.m., you probs won't get the call until 8:39, right? You just want to cover your bases here because you don't want to call someone at 3 a.m. That's just crazy. Sweet. Now, what you're going to do is you need another workflow. And that other workflow is going to be when someone actually has booked the appointment, you need to make sure that they don't get any of these reminders, or, you don't need to call them, whatever. So what you need to do is we're going to create another workflow. So the assumption here is they get this email, they go to this link, and they book a call. So in GHL, we've got the calendars. I've already got a calendar put in there. So I'm going to create a new workflow, and I'm going to start from scratch. And it's going to be when the appointment is confirmed. So appointment status is confirmed. This one here is confirmed. And you want to make sure it's in the right calendar. In calendar, we're going to use 15-minute free chat. The first thing we're going to do is tag. So we're going to tag the contact with booked appointment, right? Because what that allows us to do now is go back into this first workflow automation and put in a 5-minute wait that has an if-else statement at the end. So we're going to wait 5 minutes, and we're going to save action, and then we're going to put an if-else inside. So if-else, and what we are going to do is go contact details, and we're going to search for tags, which is right here, and we're going to say includes, and then booked appointment, right? So if it does include booked appointment, then we don't need to do anything else, right? You can send them a follow-up. You can do whatever you want to do. But if they don't have booked appointment, then this is where we need to start taking action. You're going to get an internal notification. An internal notification is just a message to you. So we're going to send an SMS to a particular user, and in this case, it's Fernando Bulstrode. And you're going to say, new lead, not booked. And you're going to put in their contact, full name, and phone number. Now it is on you to call them straight away. So you call them straight away. Save. Fantastic. Now what happens if you do call them and they don't book in, or you do call them and they don't pick up? What you are going to need to do is approach this call like a pre-qualification call. So when you show up to the call and they answer and they're like, oh my God, you actually called me within 5 minutes, and you can straight away go, yeah, because I care. And I care about your goals. So what you then do is start asking them questions about their fitness goals. What are you looking to do? How much weight are you looking to lose? What do you do for work? Essentially, there's going to be a financial commitment. Can you afford it? Yes, cool. Knock out all those questions really quickly and pretty much say, because in the next call, we're going to really dive deep into why you haven't achieved this yet. And I want you to show up as your full self. Cool? Cool. Great. I've got a time at 10 a.m. Tuesday, 10 a.m. Wednesday. Which one works better for you? And you just go through that process. You get them booked in, which is great. From here, when they have actually confirmed the appointment, we're going to send them a message 4 hours before the actual appointment. So because when you schedule a call on the phone like that, when you're doing the 5-minute follow-up, you are going to, more often than not, schedule them closer than what they would have scheduled themselves, because people want to push away pain. Even though if they are committed to the change, they're going to want to push away pain. So you, however, are going to bring that forward. So you're going to try and book them in for the next 24 hours because you want their money. So 4 hours before the appointment, you are going to send a follow-up message. You're going to say exactly what I say here, along these lines, right? So it's going to be, hey, name, or placeholder for the name. Keen to chat soon. Needed to send you this beforehand so you know what to expect. What you then send is fernando.com/results. This page on your website should have all of your testimonials, any client case studies, screenshots of messages of clients saying, oh my God, I'm 10 kilos down, as much social proof as possible. You need to have a photo on there that the person who is looking at it sees themselves in one of those images and goes, oh, wow, Fernando's done exactly what I want to do with another client. That means he can do it with me. It's so important that you have this. And what you are going to have here, when you have taken a look, simply reply with, I looked. If you don't, I'm going to assume you want to cancel, and I'll schedule in someone else from the wait list to take your spot. And what you're going to do then is you're going to wait, put in a wait step for them to reply. Oops, wrong one. So wait, CRM events, contact replied to this SMS. We're going to put a timeout of 2 hours. And so what happens here is that if they don't reply in 2 hours, it will go down this path. If they do reply down within 2 hours, we're going to send an SMS saying, great, looking forward to chatting. And on this side, we're going to send another SMS to them saying, hey, did you want to cancel? Now, if they're the type of person who takes this and takes the easy way out, you probably don't want to work with them anyway. But you're also going to get an internal notification. Oops. Call this person now. And then their phone number again. And what this allows you to do is pretty much, you need to send this to yourself, so particular user. Fernando Bulstrode. What this allows you to do is get them on the phone again and say, hey, I didn't see you do action item step 1. Do you still want to speak on the phone? And they either say, yes, I'm so sorry I didn't do it, I'll do it now. You go, be like, great, no worries, I'll speak to you in 2 hours. Or 2, they go, and you're like, okay, so if you don't want to talk, that's fine. I just need to know right now because another client wants to, another prospect wants to jump on at that time. And if you're not going to show up, then I want to make room for them. And that's where they're going to get a little bit of FOMO and be like, oh, wait, no, it's fine. I'll show up. So this approach allows you to confirm people twice. You speak to them once and then you confirm with them twice. Doing this like 2-step follow-up will increase your show rate because the people who show up, will increase your close rate because the people who show up are significantly more qualified. It will also increase your cancel rate because people who don't respond to these steps, you want to cancel them off the calendar anyway. It is going to waste your time if you show up to that call and they don't show up. It is going to waste your time if they are just a price shopper or a tire kicker. You need to treat your time as valuable as you want it to be perceived. So if you're treating your time as like, oh man, this is 45 minutes of my time. I could make 3 pieces of content in that time. I could run some ads. I could do a YouTube video or something like that. You need to treat your time like it is valuable. In return, people will treat your time as valuable. So that's how you do it. If you guys like this, then fantastic. Give me a like or a comment. And if you didn't, also give me a like and a comment. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.